Hello, everyone. This is JD Calderon, and this is Indie Comics Explained, or the Comics Degenerate. And today I'm going to be talking a little bit about Star Wars and The Mandalorian, and I have my latest read pile to go through. But first, we're going to talk about Star Wars and The Mandalorian. Now, when Lucas signed over his properties over to Disney, we were all kind of excited. I thought maybe this would bring closure, this would bring more material, and it did. When I saw Force Awakens, I really enjoyed it. I saw Rogue One, I really enjoyed that. And then we had what I consider the debacle, that is The Last Jedi. Didn't really enjoy it, didn't like a lot of things that were done in it. As far as what going into it, as far as the things I feel that are wrong with it, it's so multitudinous that it would probably take me an hour and a half just to sit here just to describe everything that's wrong with it, because there is a great deal that's wrong. I didn't like what happened with Luke Skywalker. Some of the slowest chase scenes in space that could ever be imagined. Gravity bombs in space, that sort of thing. There was just a lot of stuff that I felt was wrong with it. A lot of stuff done with the plot that was terrible. Things done with the characters that were not great. And stuff that just felt forced. But, and as far as Solo is concerned, it was okay. The problem with Solo was that it was just meh. It wasn't really good, and it wasn't really bad either. It was just somewhere in the middle, and when you're in that gray area for any movie, it's just, it just leaves you just a little like, okay, well, it was there, but who really cares? So, that I felt was a big issue. Now, I watched Mandalorian yesterday, and I actually watched it again today, just to double check, and I actually enjoyed it. I really did. I think this stuff that Jon Favreau did, both in writing the script and directing, I think some of the things he did was clever. He fell back. He looked at a bunch of the tropes that Lucas would put in his films. Big monsters, weird aliens, and not, we're talking about animal aliens, not just actual aliens. Some of the other things he did was show some things we're familiar with, which I'm not going to go into because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. And at the end, he gave us a bit of a surprise, which is always a good thing. And I thought it was well done. And I'm looking forward to the second episode. And hopefully this will continue. Hopefully this was a very strong trend, and hopefully this will continue as a strong trend. So that's my thoughts on The Mandalorian. So hopefully that'll continue. I don't know how the next movie is going to be. I hear a lot of bad things. But, until we see it, I'm not going to judge it until I see it. I don't want to, I'm hoping for the best. I hope it's a really good movie, and I hope everything works out. So that's my thoughts on The Mandalorian. I would suggest if you can see it, go see it. If you get Disney Plus, maybe you get that 7-day free trial. I would probably wait another few days so they can release the second episode and you get 7 days free trial. You can watch the first 2 episodes. Or just wait till the end and do the 7-day free trial then, and then just binge watch it towards the end. But I got it, and it was a lot of fun, and I think it's going to continue to be fun. The service itself seems pretty good. There's a lot of good movies on there. I think it probably really won't flesh out for another year or so until they have all of their content on there, because they don't have a lot of the Marvel movies on there. I think Netflix still has control of a bunch of them. But it's going to be interesting as they work this stuff in. So, I think so far, good job. They have a lot of the cartoons, a lot of classics on there, so I think that's cool. And they have Rebels, Season 4, which I haven't seen. I saw 1, 2, and 3. And I'm currently watching Season 4, and I'm enjoying it. So, and I know there's another animated series they have on there. So I've yet to see that one, but I'm going to wait till I finish watching Rebels before I start on that one. So that's it for Star Wars, and I'm going to move on to my latest read pile. And basically what this is the books I managed to read in the last couple weeks or so. So this is The Boys Omnibus, Volume 4. Awesome cover. Garth Ennis, Derek Robertson, and a few other people in here, because Robertson didn't do everything in this book as far as the illustrations. He did the first section of the story, the first section of the book. There is some very interesting stuff in here. I mean, it's standard Garth Ennis, and boys, it's just, just grimy to the end. If you like this sort of thing, if you like Garth Ennis's work, if you understand it, you're gonna really enjoy this. The one thing I do like is the character growth is happening, and I do see a schism occurring between the characters going forward in the series. This is a really good book. I'm looking forward to the 5th one. I've yet to get it, but I'm really looking forward to this. There's 2 more books in this series. I'm really interested in seeing how this series ends. So this is going to be really interesting. Sorry. So moving on, we have an indie title, Greg Wright and Keg Lamug's Monstrous. This was a series of 4 stories based in the same world, but 4 different stories. The art style is very interesting. It's very unique to, I guess, Ken, and that's cool. I like unique art styles. I wasn't as enamored with the writing. It's not bad. It's good. I ordered the 2nd volume, so hopefully it'll pick up. So hopefully we'll see what happens. But I like this. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was fun. So if you want to give it a try. All right. The next one is The Goon, A Ragged Return to Lonely Sheep by Eric Powell. The Goon is just a fantastic looking book, and Eric Powell is actually a very good writer. I really enjoy this. I haven't seen this combination of writer-artist who's on this level for a while. Not since, I don't know. Back in the day, there were a bunch of them. John Byrne, George Perez he did it on Wonder Woman. Someone like Dave Sim. And there are several others in that category. Some of them are not coming to mind at the moment. But, for me, I mean, this is just really good stuff. I think Eric Powell's doing a great job. And so far, everything out of Albatross Funny Books, his company has just been great. So I would definitely suggest checking that out. Doomsday Clock by Jeff Johns and Gary Frank. Watchmen meets the DC Universe. I like this book. I'm looking forward to the 2nd one. This is the first 6 issues. There's another 6 issues. I know it took forever for those issues to all come out. In some cases, it was blamed on Jeff Johns. Some cases, it was blamed on Gary Frank. Now, the thing is that the artwork in here is incredible. Gary Frank does an incredible job. This is just a really good-looking book. This is very, very beautiful. His work is just sharp. Incredible-looking stuff. I like the story. I don't probably think it's as good as the original Watchmen. The only thing is, without the second half of the book, it's kind of hard to say that, yes or no. So I'm really interested in see how Jeff Johns finishes out this series. All right, next book, Thanos The Infinity Ending. So this is Jim Starlin and Alan Davis, with Mark Farmer inking and Jim Campbell, I guess, doing the colors. And this is just another Thanos story. This is a good one. It's nice to see Jim Starlin bringing an end to his entire Thanos saga. The only thing is it'll be, unfortunately, his last book with Marvel. He doesn't want to work with them anymore. He felt a little betrayed because he felt Danny Cates, he kind of stepped on his toes with some Thanos thing that he was doing. I don't know. I read that when I read this one. I found Danny Cates' more enjoyable, but this was really good. I enjoyed Jim Starlin's work, and I don't think there's any reason to omit either one. I would love to see him go back to work with them, but that's obviously his prerogative. He can do whatever he wants. The next book up is The Immortal Hulk. Al Ewing, Joe Bennett, I guess that's Rue Jose, and Paul Mounts. Now, the cover's by Alex Ross. I'd heard about this book for a while, And basically what it is they turned the Hulk into some kind of weird body horror comic, which is cool and fun. So I enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to the second volume, which I've already ordered. So this should be interesting going forward. Like I said, I really, thought it was fun. So I'm looking forward to seeing the next volume. And I think they should just allow Al Ewing to go unobstructed in this series. But knowing Marvel, I think they've already restarted the series at #1 again. So who knows? All right. So the next is Labyrinth Coronation. By Ryan Ferreira, Simon Spurrier, Daniel Bayliss, Irene Flores, and Joanna Lafuente. This story takes kind of place during the original movie and shows some of the Goblin King's time, or Jareth's time with the baby. And it also shows a story about his past and how he became the Goblin King. And it's an interesting story. The artwork is fun. I really like it. The writing, I enjoyed it. I think it was just a lot of fun. I think Simon Spurrier laid it out. The other gentleman finished it. And I actually enjoyed the ending. It showed the Goblin King in a different light. And as to his motivations were a little different than what we saw in the movie. And maybe not as crystal clear to us in the film. So this does give it a bit of a different slant. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. This is the third volume, I believe. Yep, the third volume. So there's 3 volumes in this. Beautiful hardcovers. Very nice. And I definitely suggest that if you're a fan of that series. Next one up is Cullen Bunn and Dalibor Talajic's Warhammer. Or Witchhammer, excuse me. From Aftershock. It's a large... Which reminds me very much of a band dessinée, something you would pick up in France. And it seems to be a one-shot. There might be a continuing story here. I didn't see anything mentioned. But this story is a lot of fun. If the second volume comes out, I will be picking it up. So, that's it for that. And last but not least, we have the Collected Topi, Volume 2, North America. If you don't know who Topi is, he was a European illustrator. And there are plenty of people who say Topi was an inspiration for them. I think Walter Simonson, probably Bill Sienkiewicz, and several others. I mean, the guy's work is incredible. And the thing is I believe this is some of his earlier work. I saw a volume of some of his older work, or I should say newer work, stuff that's more recent to him before his passing. And whereas you can see the line art, his pen and ink work is just incredible. But the pen and ink work that I saw in that other book was just even more so. The way he started illustrating was he was using these lines, and he had forms within a form, and it was very interesting the way he was producing the work. This is, says the year, it's like this is 1978, this story. So this is earlier work from him. Well, this one's from 2007, so this one's a little closer. Mr. Topi passed away, God rest his soul, but he left us with an incredible body of work. And I'm sure there'll be more of these. This is from Magnetic, which is a division of Lions Forge. And hopefully there'll be more of these. I'm really looking forward to these. Really enjoy these. I really do want to see more of them. And that's it for this week. If you like what you heard, please hit the like button, subscribe. And, if you have any questions or comments, just, put it in the comments. And I will get back to you. But this is my latest read pile. A lot of good books in that stack. So thanks a lot, guys. Have a great night, and I'll be talking to you soon.